2 steps ahead.
2 steps ahead of everyone.
I'm always 2 steps ahead. Months ago, I said this. The whole thing of Tyler always kind of showing himself as one of the bishops. During the live performance of No Chances, you can see Tyler up on this platform with the bishops in the background, and he's right in the middle, and there's 8 bishops in the back, making him the 9th one right in the middle. Also in Routines in the Night, you can see that there's 8 cloaks behind him, and Tyler once again right in the middle, maybe suggesting that once again, he is the 9th bishop. Now this could just mean that he is being seized again, like Blurryface is technically him using his body, so he would be Blurryface in this instance. Or it's kind of maybe nudging you and being like, maybe Clancy is a bishop. So that means for months now, I've been thinking that Clancy may be a bishop, and what we got from this last Clancy show indicates that yes, Clancy might be a bishop, so let's talk about it. First and foremost, subscribe to the Groovy Ghost channel because all I give y'all on this account are correct theories.
I didn't learn anything. I was right all along.
I predicted this, and then I also predicted Tyler being Clancy, so basically I'm 2 for 2 at this point. Oh my god. Mini Velma is here. The last show of the Clancy tour gave us some interesting things to think about. First thing is that the Blurryface Twitter account actually tweeted a picture and then deleted it. Now Blurryface actually tweeted a picture of Keon's robe. Now at the FPE event, they actually have the bishop robes on display. You can take pictures with them, which is super cool. But somebody on the day of the last Clancy show realized that there are only 8 robes. 1 was missing, and this missing robe was actually in Blurryface's tweet next to this flag and the guest book that people can sign. Now, I actually went to the FPE event, and I actually vlogged it off. You want to check that out. And this area was basically a guest book. You could go and sign your name, write a quick message, and I believe the sign on this section said, sign your name and let them know that you were here. Now, that sounds cool at first, but them might being the bishops makes this so much more eerie. I mean, Blurryface knows my name. I signed the book, y'all. And if he pulls up on me, he is getting beat up. That's just how that's gonna go. So Blurryface has discovered the book of all of our names. And I also want to talk about this flag here because all the other times that we've seen it, it has been like in perfectly fine shape. But in this Blurryface picture that is now deleted, it looks all withered and torn, which my immediate thought when seeing this was the Chlorine lyric where he talks about how he feels like a weathered flag that's by the sea. And even in the Torchbearer letter, Torchbearer mentions how he could see the weathering on Clancy's face. So I don't think that that is a coincidence. With so many references to that one lyric, I do think that was intentional. Now, what's most interesting about this picture is that it looks like on the robe there is a tag that says for Clancy. This might suggest that after the death of Keon's, Clancy is going to take his robe and therefore take his place as a bishop. Another bit of information that we received during this FPE event was the finished message that all of the letters had. Now, for those of you not in the loop, at every FPE event there was a piece of a letter. On these letters there were often like double letters, like there would be like BB or AA, like there would be like doubles of certain letters. And of course at the last show we finished the message that all of these letters were trying to say, and it says, we must destroy them or we will become them, and if we become them, we must do it better. Now, as Tyler tweeted before the tour even started, this tour, the Clancy tour, is supposed to be a flashback. It is reminding us of why we fight before the final battle. So this means that all of these events took place before the Paladin Strait music video, we can assume. Although I have my doubts that the Paladin Strait video was the actual final battle, but you know. I believe this message, as with the bishop robe, is saying that Clancy is going to become a bishop. He is going to become them, and therefore he is going to do it better. There is something else. I'm pretty sure that I dreamt it. I don't even know. I cannot find any evidence of this, but I was so sure that this actually happened. If anyone can like find that I'm not crazy and this actually happened, please show it to me. Show it to me, Rachel. 'Cause I feel like I'm going crazy. I remember that there was a time, I'm pretty sure it was like Icy Tour, Takeover Tour, that era, definitely Skeleton Icy era, but I can't remember which tour, but I'm pretty sure like on the tour visuals, just for like a millisecond, there showed up a yellow bishop robe. I cannot find a picture of it anywhere, but it happened, and it was so quick. I remember there were so many talks of who this yellow bishop was, and I think some names floating around was possibly Keon, since he's like the good bishop in this storyline. But now I'm starting to think that it's Clancy. He's the yellow bishop, because he is going to become them, and he's going to do it better. He is going to destroy Dima from the inside out. He is going to become them so that we can reshape it and make it better. Now, I know that there's a lot of people that want to think that this is a bad thing, and certainly is scary if Clancy is becoming a bishop, but just thinking of it from like an actual psychological perspective, there's a couple of things. Considering that this story represents the journey of mental health, obviously Tyler can't end this too dark, considering that a lot of his music is meant to help people with their struggles. At the same time, it's a very interesting story to end, because technically it doesn't end, you know, like as Clancy has said, it's a cycle, and that's very much true in real life. There's constantly ups and downs. That's unfortunately how life works. So it always kind of interests me as to how Tyler would end a story like this. Here, let me just pull this out for you really quick. What does that say? This is my degree in psychology. So I don't want people to sit around and say that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I'm currently getting my master's in psychology too, and then what? Y'all are cooked. And a lot of times in therapy, we have to teach people to just manage those feelings, because we can't get rid of them completely, unfortunately. It is just learning to manage them, and so that we can live with those feelings better and know how to deal with it. But unfortunately, there's no switch in our brain to get rid of that completely. A lot of the things that we talk about in class, and a lot of the things that we talk about in therapy, is that you can't really get these feelings to go away. There isn't a way to make them stop or destroy them, as the banditos refer to it as. You know, a lot of times in therapy, a lot of people will say where, I just want these thoughts to stop. I just want it to stop. I want it to get out of my head, and I just want there to be quiet. Wish there was. But here we are. So a lot of the times in dealing with struggle, we have to confront them, we have to face them, and we have to manage them instead of running away from them or pretending like they're not there. So the fact that Clancy is taking on the role of a bishop and facing his problems head on and accepting that they're there is the first step to defeating them. And I feel like that's what's going to happen, right? He's going to become them, and then he's going to do better. He's going to accept those feelings inside, and then he's going to learn how to deal with it, how to manage it, instead of constantly running away from it. So I think that's a very interesting way to end this storyline, and oddly realistic considering what all of this actually means in real life. And I hope this gives you guys some peace, okay? I know a lot of people were freaking out, and they're like, Clancy, you know, he's gonna die, and he's gonna be evil, and this is how the story is gonna end. But there's just some little insight as to how I think this might be a good thing. Another thing that's interesting about Torchbearer's letter is that he made sure to make a difference between yellow and red. He mentioned that he has the support of both yellow and red, which makes me think that there is a difference between the Bandito tape choice, which is interesting. I'm gonna have to cook on that a little longer. I'm not really sure what that means. I honestly kind of thought it was a fashion choice. But apparently there is a difference between banditos who choose to wear yellow tape and the ones that choose to wear red tape, which, going back to when this originally started, this is beyond fascinating, and if Tyler planned this is like genius. But way back when Clancy was first teased, all of the albums had red tape over the eyes. Do y'all remember that? And as a result, a lot of people were putting red tape over their profile pictures, myself included. And then when people kind of caught on that red tape might be associated with Dima and the bad stuff, a lot of people were switching their tape over to yellow. And so we had this weird kind of online thing where people were either choosing red or yellow for their profile pictures, like what's actually happening in Dima, which is an interesting parallel. Again, I think that was just kind of like a happy accident, but apparently there is a difference. Myself, personally, I'm team red. I don't know what that means. I just like the color red better. I think it's cooler. I always pick the red tape. Not sure what team I subscribe to, but there you go. So there you have it. Clancy might become a bishop and destroy Dima from the inside out by becoming one of its leaders. Of course, as we get new information and as I cook up theories in my noggin, I will be making more videos on this. So if you would like to see more of that, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and hit subscribe to join the Groovy Graveyard. And as always, I will see you in the next one.